going uphill. So sometimes you gotta stop and take in the views while you get a little bit of a break. Can't see much that way, where we're headed. Came out of the pretty good muddy stretch. It continued on for quite a bit, which is a common occurrence in the spring on the mountain trails. When all the snow melt starts running down the trails. Makes for plenty of water and mud. We are getting closer to the falls. Carry on, a little bit more. That's what happens when you go through mud. That one got really muddy. This one I got mud down in my boot. Gorgeous views here. We left the falls and we're headed toward our campsite. I think that's probably where Hoff Lake sits up there. I don't know if that's Hoff Peak sitting behind it. I'd have to look at the map. And then back in that way is where we're going to be headed in to camp. Back in those mature growth of trees back in there is where we are headed. You can see the snowy mountains back in there. Alrighty. we've got a truck ahead. And Jamie is waiting for me on the trail, wondering when I'm going to stop videoing. So here I go. This has been kind of a nightmare of a trail. Once we started hitting more snow than bare ground, and doing tons of post holing lately. But man, look at the view there. Boy, we're getting a workout in. It's definitely more of a workout than the gym. And it doesn't really look too bad here. A little more melted off, but boy, in the trees, it is deep. And we're definitely post holing a lot. So, keep going, we gotta head that way more. So pretty in here. A lot of work. That's a section not post holing quite as much, so man, post holing is a lot of work. It's been a long ways, but it's beautiful. Jamie's finally got the map out to try to see how close we might be. We haven't been to this spot before, so and it's hard to judge distance when we are post holing most of our way, going pretty slow.
I think we have to be close.
She said that a while ago too, but one of these times it's got to be true, right?
Yep.
All right. I guess we press on. Woohoo! Okay, we made it to the Hoff Lake trail junction. Oh boy. In what, about a minute? Oh, I just sunk another post hole up to my knee.
About a minute after.
About a minute after you looked at the map and said you thought we were getting close after looking at the map.
Yep.
It's kind of hard to see through the trees to see everything, to know quite where we're at all the time, but okay, so now we just gotta find the camp spot that we haven't been to.
Right.
Alright, we'll carry on, but at least we know we're closer now. Oh, there you go. Needn't post hole quite so badly. made it. Oops. Got a little mishap with my trekking pole. I'm gonna have to glue it. But we made it to camp. Just a little past the Hoff Lake turnoff, the trail junction. And we're at 5.5 hours, breaks included. With a whole lot of post holing. Would have been easier in bare ground. But we shouldn't have too many ticks here, hopefully. So, time to set up camp. Okay, I've got the tent set up. I need to get my pad blown up and get my quilt fluffing. But while I have enough light, figured I ought to video a little bit of our camp area. So, got last little bit of sunshine. It's a little lumpy walking around in the snow. I didn't bring snowshoes in, but I don't really need them here. It's just kind of lumpy. Do have our pot over there on to boil water for supper. Well, Jamie got the fire going while I did the tent. Just got the water going. Got to boil it because we took it from the creek, and because of winter conditions we did not bring a water filter yet. So we don't have to worry about it freezing. So, got a lot of wood around. See the sunshine hitting across over there still. So we still have, I don't know, maybe a couple hours of daylight left. I'm not even sure what time it is. What time is it, Jamie?
6:45.
6:45. So yeah, probably a couple hours till last light. It'll be getting kind of dark before that, so. Yeah, we got plenty of downed wood. Did bring our saw, so we can cut whatever we need. Gonna have supper pretty soon. We're going easy. Mountain house. Just boiled our water long enough to kill the bad stuff. And our mountain water is pretty good as far as not a lot of sediment and stuff, so it's pretty clean that way, but there's still risk of giardia and stuff, so we like to play it safe. So we're gonna have some mountain house. We usually have some instant potatoes with that when we're doing an easy supper. So well, morning has arrived. It's been morning for a little while. Been doing some stuff in the tent. Been out for a little bit, but the sun is shining over on the hillside across the way. Not really shining into camp because we are surrounded by trees. But it's going to be a sunny day. Well, looks like our food is safe and sound from the bears that might be coming out of hibernation. Jamie found us a really good spot to hang. Got these trees. They're just hanging over there, so able to get it way out from any vertical standing tree, and it's way up above the ground. Safe and sound. Time to have breakfast. Morning sun on the mountain. Birds are chirping. Heard a woodpecker earlier, but now hearing the songbirds. Beautiful day. A little nippy still, as we are camping on snow, and it's not as warm here as it is in the valley, but we got the creek down here. Been hearing that all night. Nice peaceful sound. Time to get the fire going and have breakfast. Have a hot cocoa. Such gorgeous views along the trail. It's my reward for all this post-holing nonsense. It's like to get here and see this stuff with the snow on it. You have to come and deal with the snow on the trail. So this is my reward. Break time at the falls. one trip we did somewhere, I don't know, between 10 and 12 miles. I'll have to kind of try to look at things a little bit more because different things say different things, but somewhere around 11 miles, give or take, round trip. Way too much post-holing. We were still glad we left the snowshoes back home, even though there were some spots that would have been nice to use them, but with the terrain the way it was, there was a lot of it that wouldn't have made sense for snowshoes. So post-holing is what it was. Very tiring, but we were able to get to some places with some views with the snow still there that were beautiful, and that'll be melted off later. So glad we did it. You glad, Jamie?
Yeah, we had a good camping spot.
We had a good camping spot, even though we weren't quite sure where it was. We were trying to find it, but we found it. It was awesome, and just had a grand time. So we shaved off an hour off our time coming out. Versus going in, we did 5.5 hours going in, 4.5 coming out, I think. Is that right?
Probably.
Something like that. Yeah. 4.5 out, 5.5 in. And I am ready to ditch this pack. I'm ready to be done walking. Put on some dry shoes.